Now it's time for Movie Friends with your hosts Michelle and Seth. We're talking film without pretension. We're finding cats that are unexpected. We'll watch a movie, film, or schmovie, and we want you to join our journey. So subscribe and share this podcast, or this might just be the last of the Movie Friends. We're movie friends. We want to be your movie friends.
Hey, welcome to Movie Friends. I'm here with my friend Michelle Rubenstein, who doesn't need dialogue because she has faces.
And I'm here with my friend Seth Vargas, who has always wanted a pool.
You know, that's actually not true. But I gotta say, hey, listeners, are you sick of Michelle and I saying every week it's so cold or it's so hot? Well, sorry, but it is so hot right now that I kind of wish I had a pool that I could just put my leg. I don't, I'm not jumping in, but I could sit on the side and put a foot in.
I love dangling legs into a pool.
A dangle.
Yeah, and like you lean back and you have a chat. Oh, I love it.
Sure. Right.
I love it.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So good.
I think that's the right, you do a little bathing beauties routine. Like,
Yes.
You have a parasol that you spin very quickly.
I'm into it.
Other than it being very hot, what's up?
Well, I'm very excited because I made 2 purchases today. And they're very silly purchases. But the first one is a book on LA restaurants where like old Hollywood would eat because I'm obsessed with Schwab's Pharmacy. Yeah. And Googie's, which Googie's doesn't seem to be in any book, but maybe it'll be in this book.
Yeah.
Which is exciting. But the second purchase I made, we all know I love the OC. And if you're new here, I love the OC. And I believe it was 2006 Comic-Con. These figurines came out.
Yes, I'm
the
aware.
Atomic County.
I've heard you talk about this. Yes.
Yes. So I have the Ironist, and I have always wanted Cosmolast, who was Marissa's character, but it was extremely hard to find. And so on eBay today, she was available, and I purchased so fast. And I am just so excited to have her.
Wow. And when will this come?
I mean, hopefully in the next couple of weeks. The book should be here in like 4 days. I also bought that off eBay. But the figurine's coming from California. So I know.
An OC figurine from California herself.
I know. I mean,
herself?
Herself?
Do you call a state a her? Quick question. Is New York a guy or a girl?
She's pretty powerful, so I would say girl.
Okay. See, I was thinking of New York as like a bit of a slob on the sidewalk. Piece of pizza in hand,
I mean, why can't that be a girl, though?
Oh, women are not slobs.
They can be.
Listen, you know my philosophy. All women are beautiful and all men are ugly. So
that's true. I'll sign off on
that. If I picture a man, I am not picturing like, 2012 Tom Hardy. I'm picturing like me, but way worse.
Oh gosh. Yeah. What's going on with you?
Well, I mean, I think I might be a full-fledged newspaper guy now.
He's a newsie.
I gotta get my newsies cap.
Yeah. I'm surprised you haven't worn it yet to work.
I got a job working for a newspaper company. And let me tell you, folks, the news does not sleep. I don't know why that was hard to say, but yeah. And then also I've been looking, spoiler alert for the discussion we're about to have, but I've been looking into Edith Head.
Yes.
Wait, before we get into Edith Head, can you quickly, because you just mentioned Googie.
Googies. Yeah.
Oogie.
No, Googies. You were right. Googies. Goggies.
Can you quickly explain to people who are just tuning in Googies and Mila Nurmi and that whole thing for you?
Yeah. So we're talking about Sunset Boulevard today, and you noticed in the film there's Schwab's Pharmacy, which
Mhm.
was a place that was a pharmacy, but also a deli counter, kitchen counter where people would go, people in Hollywood, writers, actors, deal makers, what have you. And this was on the Sunset Strip, and this was like a popular hangout place. And then next door was Googie's, which similar, not a pharmacy, I don't believe, more like a coffee shop. And like maybe the indie alt crowd hung out there, including Mila Nurmi, who was Vampira, who was inspired by Norma Desmond to come up with her character for Vampira.
Incredible.
Incredible. I
Yeah,
know.
yeah. I thought of
Yeah.
you so much while watching this movie,
Yeah.
good and bad. Not that
Oh.
I thought bad of you, but like as I was watching this, I was like, I'm so curious as to how Michelle is feeling. And there were certain things where I was like, pretty sure she's gonna like that.
Yes.
Okay, so hey, we're here, July.
Yep.
And this is our patron voted themed month.
Yep.
Folks, every 3 months, our patrons. What is a patron? Well, a patron is somebody who goes to patreon.com/moviefriendspodcast. You sign up, okay? It's $5 a month. You get access to all of our additional episodes and you get to vote on stuff, okay? So if you listen to Movie Friends and you're like, man, I just wish they would do like, I don't know, The Rescuers, that little mouse movie, right?
Yes. With
Well,
Bianca.
you can do that, okay? You go in, you nominate a movie each month, and then every 3 months, we do a whole month theme based off of nominations. And this month, there were some great, like maybe the best batch of themes so far. Would you say?
I would say, and very creative and just like all over the place in a good way.
Way. Yeah, way all over the place.
Yeah.
And so what won out was films with the costumes designed by Edith Heath. And we've done 1 or 2 films of hers before. And if you don't know who Edith Heath was, you gotta look up any video interview with her that you can. She is what the old folks used to say. She is a pip.
I love that. I love. She's a pip. Love it.
Yeah. Now, were you able to find any time to invest into Edith Heath?
I wasn't, unfortunately. So I'm glad it's the beginning of the month. I'm glad that I still have time since we'll be covering a lot of films of costume design by her. So yeah, I am looking forward to diving into her though.
Yeah, I genuinely have a feeling that you're going to fall in love with this.
I think so
woman.
too. Yeah.
She has a fascinating story, fascinating childhood, tragic and depressing and strange. And then she decided to, in her words, become the greatest artist in the world. And then she begins making clothing. She befriends various famous movie stars, maybe most notably Barbara Stanwyck, and she starts getting called up onto productions. You know, get us Edith Heath. We will only do this with Edith Heath. And if you look at her filmography, very impressive. Like just an incredible list of actors and directors that she has worked with. And in thinking about starting this month, usually on the show, we'll start any month with what we call like a quote unquote big film for a couple reasons. One, because if Michelle and I just did exactly what we wanted, we'd probably talk about movies that no one has ever heard of. Like, hey, folks, you should go back and listen to our episode on Rent-A-Cat.
That was so good, though.
Yes, it was incredible. It was such a great movie. Yeah. But, you know, when you do a movie podcast, occasionally you have to do movies that people have heard of, too.
Yeah.
So anyway, so in doing this month and looking at her pictures, it was either going to be this or Vertigo. And we've already done Hitchcock, but we've never done Billy Wilder on the main show. You and I had guested on our friends Brian and Hannah's show years ago. I don't know if you even remember.
Of course I remember. We talked about Some Like It Hot.
Which is delightful.
So good. Yeah.
Yeah. So great. The great Jack Lemmon just playing a person I think who has truly lost his mind. Great. And then, of course, Marilyn Monroe, and beautiful, beautiful film. So anyway, between Hitchcock and Wilder won out. We're here today talking about Sunset Boulevard from 1950, directed by Billy Wilder, written by Charles Brackett, D.M. Marshman Jr., and Billy Wilder. Now I'm going to interrupt our credits for a little bit. I would love to be Marshman or Marshmallow Man.
DM Marshman.
Junior. Yeah.
Amazing.
What a fake name.
So cool. I love it. Oh my God.
Hello, I am DM Marshman Jr. I'm here to write your film.
Yeah.
Okay. Edited by Arthur P. Schmidt. Cinematography by John F. Seitz. Composed by Franz Waxman, who I have a little note on about him. And of course, costume designed by the great Edith Heath. Starring Gloria Swanson, William Holden, Eric von Stroheim, Nancy Olson, and for one day only, 2 days actually it ended up being, Cecil B. DeMille himself. So this movie was made for about $1.75 million, goes on to make $5 million at the box office, and they filmed this from mid-April to mid-late June of 1949. All right, Hog-eye, turn that light onto Michelle as she reads our summary.
California, 1950. Joe Gillis is on the run, not from the law, but from creditors who want to repossess his car. Joe came to California to write movies, and he's done that, but now he can't seem to sell anything. He pops a tire trying to outrun the creditors and pulls his car into the driveway of what he believes to be an abandoned mansion. Inside, he finds Norma Desmond, a major star of the silent era who just so happens to be looking for a writer to help her polish the script that will bring her back into the spotlight. As the two begin a dangerous dance of manipulation with each other, Joe finds himself working on another script with another woman, a script and a woman that he actually likes. When Joe turned down the street, he didn't realize he would never leave Norma, he would never leave that mansion, and he would never leave Sunset Boulevard.
Okay, so you have seen this before, I'm correct?
I have. That's correct. A couple of months ago, too. Recently.
Yes, so we were talking, and I got so confused because I had forgotten that you had watched this recently, and you said to me, this was the first Buster Keaton movie that I saw. And this wave of fear washed over me. Friends, if you don't know me that well, something you have to know about me is that I have no connection to time, okay? I just don't. I'm sorry.
It's true.
I exist in the now.
Yeah.
I have no concept of the future, and the past may as well not exist to me. And so I remember having conversations with you about Buster Keaton, and you went on this whole Buster Keaton dive. And then I was like, oh my God, who was that? Who went on the Buster Keaton dive, and why did I think it was Michelle?
That's so funny. I mean, to be fair, friends, in this thread of texting, we were talking about Sunset Boulevard. So it didn't come out of nowhere, but I do understand that I should have said and given more context. So that's my own fault. And this happens to me all the time. But yeah, this was my first Buster Keaton movie, which was a talkie, which hearing him talk and then going to watch all of his silent films, it like threw me. And I was like, I wish I didn't hear him speak.
But he's got a great voice.
No, he has a great voice. But,
yeah.
You know, when you watch a silent movie, maybe it's only me, I like to imagine what they would sound like.
Oh, yeah, sure.
And so I just pictured Buster sounding different.
Mm-hmm.
When I've heard of Buster Keaton and I've seen like clips and stuff, not watching a full film. So when I saw this movie, and I didn't even realize it was Buster Keaton until the credits. I was like, wait, who is Buster Keaton? So then I rewound it the first time I watched this, and I find him and they're playing cards. And I was like, that's what Buster Keaton sounds like? Wow.
I mean, it's silly to even ask because it's so close to you seeing it for the first time. But how did you feel this time around?
This was fun. I love any type of movie, TV show that's about the industry, especially when
Yeah.
we're talking about like 1950s Hollywood.
Yeah.
So it doesn't take a lot of convincing for me to watch something in this vein.
Yeah.
And so I was actually really excited to rewatch it.
Yeah. I watched this for the first time just a few years ago. And I think I was probably going through like top lists, or maybe I was doing Wilder week where I was watching as many Wilder films as I could. I don't know. But I got to tell you, didn't grab me that much the first time around. And then this time, as I watched it, I think I just had a better understanding, not necessarily like the 50s, but like the 20s and early 30s.
Yeah, sure.
And so this felt so much more alive to me, because as they're naming people or making references to things in the industry, I was like, oh, I get it now. Like the history of it kind of came more alive. And that was the thing that really struck me this time around, was like how, I'm going to use a word that I really don't like to use because it's just been used and done to death. But this movie is so meta in a way that it's very hard for people to understand without like looking into each individual line, and like I'm including myself in that. Like I'm no expert, but I think the more that you know about old Hollywood, the more this movie feels just alive. I mean, one of the things that of course, how could I have known this, and I didn't even know it this time around, but I found it in doing research. When he goes to that New Year's Eve party and the people are playing at the piano, those were the writers and actors who had played that song in a movie that came out like 2 years ago.
Yeah. There's tons of little Easter eggs in this.
Yeah. And it's just like a throwaway thing. But it'd be like if you made a movie in like 1998 and you go to a party and Randy Newman is at the piano playing You Got a Friend in Me from Toy Story.
Right.
You would be like, oh, okay. Like this is meant to take place in the real, 100% real world. The movie that DeMille is directing is the film that he had just worked on, Samson and Delilah, like in real life. So Wilder is putting as much of the real world into the movie as possible. But now for us, I mean, my God, 76 years later, we hear names thrown around like, oh, well, how about this actor for this baseball movie? It's all real.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, having said that, folks, we are not the fact show. I would really recommend the episode that Unspooled did on this movie. A lot of great nuggets of information in there. And I really recommend looking into this movie. It's very, very interesting. But we don't usually do that. We usually just talk about how we felt about the movie. Right at the top, Gloria Swanson as Norma Desmond. How did you take her this time?
Well, I don't really think I've seen her in anything else. So this is the only character I know, and I love her. And I, like I said at the top when I was talking about Milo Nurmi and Vampira, the reason I watched Sunset Boulevard was because of Milo talking about her getting inspiration from Norma Desmond. I'm like, who is Norma Desmond? Like, I need to know who Norma Desmond is. And so just this time really just honing in on her and all the little things she's doing as Norma. The way she speaks, it made me want to start saying darling. Like, what's the appropriate age for me to start darling? When can I start? I guess any age. I could do whatever I want, right? I'm an adult.
I think that it has to do with the gap. So I think you could get away with calling like 7-year-olds darling right now.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And then just each year that you add to your life, you get to add.
Is that the rule of thumb?
So next year it's 8-year-olds. The year after it's 9-year-olds,
Yeah.
10-year-olds, right?
Yeah.
Where if you were calling someone who's like 35 darling, it's like,
It's a little weird. And it wouldn't be, it's like I want to say darling. You have to stretch it, right?
Right. Yeah.
Anyway, I loved watching her. I loved what she was doing with her hands, the way she expressed herself. I mean, the outfits.
Mm-hmm.
I love the
Yes.
costuming.
Edith Head.
Yeah, of
In
course.
case you didn't know.
Right. So I was very enamored by her.
Scorpio.
And she trusts Sagittarius.
Yes. Sagittarians,
yeah. Which is
Yes.
funny because Seth is a Scorpio. And then Anthony, my husband, is a Sagittarius. And it's true.
Oh.
I do trust the Sagittarians. And one of my best friends is also a Sagittarius.
Wow. Okay. All right.
Mm-hmm.
I trust your husband. So I guess I am just like Norma Desmond.
Yeah. Yeah. I loved the astrology talk in this. I thought it was great.
That's one of the times that I was like, I wonder what Michelle's thinking.
Love it.
I wonder if Michelle's breaking out a chart to see if in 1950 this thing was actually happening or not.
Oh, yeah. No, I didn't go that deep.
Yeah, you could pinpoint the exact day of this movie.
Right.
Yes. So you said something just now that I think helps me express what I feel about this character. It's not darling. It's not the word itself or the meaning behind the word. It's how you say the word.
Right.
Darling.
Also, she made me want to start smoking. I just want a little ring that holds my cigarette.
Please.
Right? So her sunglasses, I mean, just all of it is
so she
so good.
is a costume.
She is,
She is a character. And I don't just mean of course Norma Desmond is a character, but as Norma Desmond, she is the embodiment of movies.
Yes.
And
she's glamour. She's glamour.
Yes, she's everything. And I think that ultimately what Billy Wilder and company are saying about writers who move from Ohio to California is that this seduction that you kind of hate but have to live with and pays all your bills, right? But takes everything from you. Ultimately, it will kill you, giving you everything that you want, but you can't leave. You can never leave, right?
But also so lonely.
Very lonely.
You can have all these things and be as glamorous as you want, but at the end of the day, if you're by yourself, how sad.
How sad. We see Norma in various stages of dress and undress and glamour to housewear, but she's always on.
Mm-hmm.
Even just that idea of we got bored at the house, and so she put on a show for me, and she does a bathing beauty routine or a Charlie Chaplin routine.
The Norma Desmond dollies. The Charlie Chaplin one, just sign me up, front row, please. Mm-hmm. Fully tuned in.
You want someone to come in and do a Chaplin routine?
Please. If someone was performing for me, doing the Norma Desmond dollies or whatever, choose your poison and how you're naming it, and then they come out and it's of Charlie Chaplin, and it's like that. It's like when Lucy did.
Sure,
it. It's so good. It's so
it's
enjoyable. I got a kick out of it.
And so it's like a person who she can't take it off.
No, it's her.
She can't she cannot remove herself from the performance and from the costume and from how you say certain things, right? She can't be normal. And I was very much, I don't want to say struggling, but just kind of watching this through my fingers, oh my God.
Well, to her,
am I committing too hard to the bit?
Oh, well, sure. But I think...
Am I losing myself in the performance?
No, because she is not performing. This is her life.
Right.
She doesn't look at this as a job. This is her entire... yes, she's looking for the job and she's working on this script because she wants to work again. But this is truly who she is. Versus, Joe, who is just I'll do I need money. Mm-hmm. It's a different... Also, it's just a different headspace of the two of them. To be a Hollywood silent star versus the struggling writer.
Mm-hmm. I
Two
mean,
different playing fields.
They're so different. He says in the beginning he's writing 2 scripts a week. She has spent years working on one massive. She dreams of, glory, and he just wants money. And there's nothing wrong with that. Look.
No, there's not.
It's fantastic to make art, and it's also fantastic to be creative. This sounds horrible, but I don't think it's horrible, as a job. Like someone has to be responsible and produce things, right? And it's very unglamorous, and it makes him look terrible, like a horrible person. But sometimes you got to put pen to paper and actually do the work.
Yeah.
Of producing something. So yeah, I mean, just in every way, they're so unlike each other. And I think in some ways they try to make each other, they try to turn the other person into a version of themselves.
Right. Yeah. It's also hard too. Norma was used to a certain lifestyle, being enamored, being a star. And so when an industry changes and you're no longer sought after, I can imagine that would be very hard. Her line of "I am big, it's the pictures that got small." Sometimes I feel like that, to be honest with you, of like I'm a podcaster, and now it is so hard with every single podcast and now video podcasts, and it's just frustrating.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And then you watch Norma, who is so her problems, I guess I'll say, are so obvious. And we as the audience see everything that's wrong with, I'll say, her misplaced desire. I don't think that a pursuit of wanting people to like you is bad.
No.
I think that wanting to be famous, I think that is bad, because then you'll kind of end in many different scenarios in order to reach that end, because that's what you want. But I don't think it's bad to pursue people liking you.
Right.
But so I think that her desires are a little bit misplaced. And so for you watching this, for me watching this, does it kind of make you want to pull back? You said, I think it was last week, you said a big theme this year has been the show must go on. And like, there's 2 ways of looking at that. There's the Joe Gideon from All That Jazz of like, everything is falling apart, but I am like killing myself in order for the show to go on. Or the show must go on because without the show, I am nothing.
Yeah. I'll let you know.
You'll let me know how you think about that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Me personally.
So I came upon a different angle this time as I watched it that really fed into like my interpretation of this film, and I cannot let it go. But it made me enjoy this movie so much more.
Well, spit it out.
I mean, it's very simple. Yeah.
Okay.
You and I are big fans of the Universal monster films.
Yes.
Yeah. Norma Desmond is a natural extension of those characters.
Yeah.
When we meet her, she's dressed like the Invisible Man. Complete with like the mirror sunglasses peeking through the window. When Max is playing the organ, she's dressed like the Phantom of the Opera. And then later in the film, when we see her trying to undergo this revitalization process of having all of these different doctors and beauticians come in to like make her young again, she literally looks like the creature or Frankenstein's bride. Like they have like electrodes going to her. And I was like, oh my God, I was right. I don't think I was just pulling this like out of my butt. But it's very Dracula. This whole thing is very, very much Dracula, which I know is the one Universal monster movie that you and I did not do.
I know. I did watch it though. on my own.
Yes.
Yeah, I have
But
seen it.
just everything that she does, and I'm not surprised that, Vampira took from Norma Desmond. Everything that she does is so vampiric.
Mm-hmm.
And Lugosi and his hands, the hand movement, she's doing that. And, Gloria Swanson was a silent film actress. And we know that the difference between like silent film acting and sound acting was so different. And, it would be ridiculous to move your body the way that they did in the silent era, which is something that you and I talked about with Vampire's Kiss.
Mm-hmm.
Nicolas Cage wants to do literally, Max Schreck from Nosferatu in a modern movie. And that is the result that we get in Vampire's Kiss. And I don't think that those movies are all scary. Like, they're just entertaining movies. And this one, it's like, I don't think that this is a horror movie. I think it's, I don't know. Is it like mostly a comedy?
Film noir.
Yeah. But it's beyond just one genre, I think, kind of like those Universal monster movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then like like with the whole Dracula thing, Joe is kind of like Jonathan Harker, where it's like he comes to this house to do this business, but then this person is kind of like draining them. And then Max is kind of like a Renfield character, and maybe a little bit of Igor in there, or Fritz, right? It's Fritz. in the in the original Frankenstein movie. It's Fritz, but yeah. So that's all. That's my big thought. I don't have anything else.
Yeah, makes sense.
On to Joe. I kind of hate this guy.
Yeah.
How'd you feel about Joe?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. There are 2 lines that I wrote down of his. Did I only write down 2? Yeah, 2. That, well, 1, poor dope always wanted a pool. I thought that was funny.
Yep.
And the second one, which also was in the beginning, when he's talking about the narration, when he's talking about writing the scripts, and he says maybe they weren't original enough, maybe they were too original. And I felt as a creator, I felt that pretty hard. Because I think there's a lot of second guessing why things don't work. Where does inspiration come from? And then you start guessing, like maybe I'm not creative like I thought, or maybe these are so overly creative and original that it's not grasping, right? Which, as I think we fall into the latter camp.
You and I, yeah. Oh, yes. Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's why you and I are like a dangerous pair with projects, because when we do that second guessing of like, is this too much? The other person just says no.
And then we're like, well, let's just add to that. Like, we're already there. Let's just, make it weird.
You want someone to give you permission to say yes to the things that nobody else is saying yes to, right? And that you yourself wouldn't say yes to.
Yeah, or it's just, that's true. It like, friends who are listening, Seth, 9 times out of 10, like, always says yes.
Yeah.
Which is like hard to navigate, because you're like, is this a good idea? Or is Seth just saying yes?
Yeah, I mean, this isn't going to turn into a Seth and Michelle compliment each other episode, but my answer to that is they're good ideas. So yes, I'm going to say yes.
Yeah. But
I don't know that Michelle has ever come to me with an idea that I was like, that is a bad idea. Now there are ideas where I'm like,
correct.
Where it's like, this is bad for us. Like this is going to kill us, or we're going to stay up until midnight finishing this, or da. But like the ideas are good. Yeah.
And there's definitely been ideas that Seth has presented to me where I've just flat out said no.
Correct. Yes. There's a lot of things where I'm like, hey, what if we said this? And Michelle's like, that's illegal.
Yeah, don't do that, please. But that statement I felt was very relatable to any creator.
Yeah, absolutely. And it sucks because like again, I don't like this guy, but I also didn't pick up on like the tragedy that both of them are being teased with the thing that they want, only for it to fall apart.
Right.
Like in a publicly embarrassing way.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So he has no interest in Norma. Her script is terrible, but he needs money and a place to hide. And so he's like, sure, I'll pretend to edit this terrible. Who cares? Yeah, of course. I mean, picture yourself. You, Michelle, you're out in California. You're 3 months late on your rent. They're literally coming to take your car. You stumble upon an old, eccentric, rich person who's like, you're going to live in my house and you're going to just write for me. Mm-hmm. Are you saying yes or no?
We're saying yes. I mean,
I'm saying yes 10,000 times.
And then it's like, because at that point, right, it's like, well, maybe this can work. Maybe we'll gain a working relationship. Maybe I can fix this, right? Like, I love to do this. Maybe I can give suggestions.
But at a minimum, your debts just got paid.
Correct. And you have a place to live.
You can at least live to fight another day.
Right.
So I totally understand, like, I don't really want to do this, but this is the thing that has presented itself to me. I mean, this is such a Hollywood story. It's just down to the brass tacks of like things you don't even notice. He pops a tire. Like, he doesn't answer an ad in a newspaper. He pops a tire and turns into her driveway. And I think that speaks to the amount of luck that is involved. So many people, Conan O'Brien was just talking about that idea of like, you can be so talented, and if things don't work out, you can't feel bad because there's so much luck involved. It's not just the best people who get to do what they want to do. There's always an element of luck or a chance meeting or this or that. So I love that is kind of like the plot device, just happenstance.
Right.
Oh my gosh. But anyway, so he's in this situation that he doesn't want to be in. And then he comes on the situation that he does want to be in, which is with this other woman writing a script that they're both excited about, that they're both interested in. They're writing around the clock. And then it falls apart. Like, he doesn't even die leaving with her. Like, he doesn't even get that.
When did you tragic. It is very tragic. When did you start to dislike him?
Oh, right away.
Off the bat.
He's so arrogant and just dismissive, and I get it. Norma is a lot, and I have a question about her state for you later. So I get it. You're not falling in love with this woman, right? But just the way he talks about her, although I guess his narration is coming from beyond the grave, so he has the gift of 2020 vision of looking back on all these events. But yeah, just the way he makes fun of her, I really
know, like, we only get his point of view
of
how the situation really is, and I guess it's his story.
Yeah.
Kind of. Yes.
Well, you know what, though? She does kill him. Like, I guess we should.
No, she does.
She think that she's the bad guy.
Well, yeah. I mean, but it's
I just
still
like her.
His story. I like her too. She's interesting.
Yeah.
You feel for her. I mean, I feel for her.
Absolutely.
She's complicated. She's layered.
Mm-hmm. I won't have it butchered. But did you not like him? Like, were you like, yeah, he's okay?
Like, I understood why he kept going into all of the situations that he kept getting into. And sometimes when you're in a manipulative or abusive relationship, it's harder to leave, right? Because he does leave on New Year's and then finds out that she slit her wrist. So then he's like, oh my God, because you do form this connection. So I understand that. But like you said, he was very arrogant. I think his personality is not a personality that I'm attracted to.
No.
So, but does that mean I dislike him? I don't know. It just means I'm not like attracted to this person.
Yeah.
Even when he's doing the bit, which I thought of you, when him and Betty go into the bathroom and they're riffing, and I was like, oh, this is what my Sethy does. I know Sethy's doing this. I know. This is a Sethy thing.
Yes, I love riffing. It's my favorite thing to do.
Yes. And I really liked Betty. And I also really like when they're walking through the sets. That's so romantic to me because there's nothing I would want more than to stroll a back lot. Like, truly, and talk about life or whatever.
Yep.
But it's not him. It's the acts of it.
Sure. Right. I think that Betty is such a good character to help us understand him and this world of writers. Yeah. Because while this movie is about Hollywood, I think it's also really focusing on writing and the process of writing and what writers are like. And the fact that Betty also loves riffing. And then at the end, when she's faced with like the reality of everything that's happening, she stops him and she says, no, I never picked up that phone call. You never told me these stories. Now let's go. Like she can't be in reality. She is still writing reality, rewriting reality.
Yeah.
Which is what writers do. They make things up that feel real. You make a character that someone says, I feel like I know this person. That's crazy. That's crazy
but we all do
behavior.
It. We all do it.
We all do it.
To an extent.
But,
we create stories all the time.
But I'm just saying, like,
we create stories all the time.
Yeah. I mean, an imagination is a fantastic thing to utilize and put to work. But I do think that we have to acknowledge a little bit of like the unhealthy version of that is, I think, what happens to Betty. Like in that overwhelming, here it is, I'm pulling the curtain back and you're seeing the insanely messed up scenario that I'm in right now. She copes by rewriting. And maybe that's what Joe is doing in Death. He is rewriting everything, No, I wasn't Ron, what else could I have done? And, all that different stuff and making her 100% the villain. Meanwhile, he sucks.
He does suck. But again, you got comfortable with how complicated it was.
Can you believe that, like, my position is if I had been there, I would have treated Norma Desmond differently.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. It doesn't surprise me at all.
I would have gotten Norma Desmond the mental help that she needed.
Well, sure. I mean, if we're going that route, yes. But yes, of course.
Joe is funny, though. I mean, he does have, he has some very good lines. This movie's so full of just fantastic. I mean, my God, that line, I am big. It's the pictures that got small. Like,
I know I'm ready for my close-up is the famous line. But to me, I'm big. It's the pictures that got small is more, well, maybe because I am taking that. I feel that.
Yeah.
I also like the line. I think Joe said it. He was talking about someone who says he has yuck to share.
Wow. I think that may have passed me by.
That might have been at the party. Like, oh, he has yuck to share. Or maybe it was during the card game. I'm trying to see in the outline of my notes, but I was like, that's good. He's got yuck to share, darling. My candy cigarette on my ring.
Yes, candy cigarette on your ring. But like, how cool? But like, yeah, like in order to pull off a cigarette ring, you can't half-heart a cigarette ring. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can't, like Michelle, you can't like just show up to a casual hangout with your friends
and
be like, oh, I kind of thought maybe I would
No.
try.
No.
You have to show up sucking on that thing, blowing smoke in people's faces. You have to be Cruella de Vil.
Correct.
You have to be Norma Desmond. Like,
we're dressed the part. I'm not showing up like how I look right now with the ring.
But again, it's not what you do, it's how you do it.
Right.
And so you have to buy in and own the cigarette rain. And she does. Like, she does so much that, like, obviously I see the cigarette rain and I'm like, that's super cool. But I don't question it. I don't second guess a thing that this woman does.
No. It all makes sense.
She feels like, and I'm going to say exactly what I just said earlier. She feels like a real, like, they have written this person to be an archetype, of course, which I think I'm going to ask you about this. But she feels like a real person. She feels like the personification of old Hollywood. And the fact that they got someone who was this person to play it, and then to get DeMille to play himself, and everyone is playing reality, it just adds so much realism to something that could have been like way over the top, like just so far gone. But instead, I think she straddles that line, and it becomes a performance like Lugosi as Dracula, or, you know, to bring in a more modern accepted understanding of this type of performance, like a Heath Ledger as the Joker, where it's something that could have been so bad. And we have examples of how it could have been so bad. We've had bad Draculas over the years, and we've had bad Jokers, and we've had people playing this version, this idea of Norma Desmond. But there's like a perfect version of it, and she is perfect as this. Okay, so my question for you is, as a lady, okay, do you feel like this movie is playing on our fear, not our fear, but, you know, like the trope of fearing older women, or older women being a little crazy or pathetic to the point of like killing somebody? You know, how do you feel about the gender politics at play, I suppose?
Like what it's saying, or do I still think like this type of story is relatable today?
Yeah, like do you feel that it's a little ungrounded, or just like is this tinged with misogyny of this care of like, we're going to make this just ridiculous woman who can't stand to be left, and so she murders her lover?
I don't, because I think like how I interpreted it is, like I said earlier, here's this person who was a huge glamour silent film star. The industry changed. She got left behind, right? With that, I think she obviously has mental health issues. And so we explore that, but not really, like we see it, but we're not really digging into that. So like, I don't look at this and say, you know, oh my God, they wrote her this way. She's so crazy. She killed her lover. It's like, no, I think she's really sad. And I think there's a bigger issue here. Now, maybe that's not it. Maybe Billy's a dick. I don't really know anything about Billy Wilder. So I could be really off about this, but that's how I took her.
So Billy Wilder, you know, when we talk about films, we talk about the film, and then we talk about director's intent, and how much does the director's intent, how much weight does that carry versus the interpretation, you know, of you as an individual, but then also like society as a whole. If the director intended for a character to be like nice, and everyone is like, this is a horrible person, do we override that feeling of this is a horrible person and say, well, no, they wanted them to be nice, you know? So Billy Wilder insisted that the monkey at the beginning of the movie was in a physical relationship with Norma before he died.
Because she was mentally
Yes.
ill?
Yes.
Okay.
And so that is, to him, that is like the headspace that she is in when she is introduced to Joe. She is mourning
Got it.
like her romantic partner. And that's
Right.
how far gone she is.
Got it. Because, like, it's not like she kills Joe and then it's like, oh my God, what did I just do? Right? Max has to lure her out and be like, the cameras are ready. And then she gives a speech. So she's in another
She's gone.
headspace. She's gone.
Yeah. She's totally gone.
And this sent her over. It's like her seeing Joe, who she thought was this trusted new lover, with this other woman, or the threat of, triggered her to go into the next stage.
Right. It's a series, it's a brief period in her life, but it's a series of things that are being taken away from her.
Right.
Kind of like in rapid succession. And it causes her to go back to a time when she had everything.
Right.
So first, her monkey dies and she says, we've decided to bury him in the garden. So even that she wants to keep close to her. Then she believes that DeMille is calling, ringing her phone off the hook. That gets taken away from her by Joe. Then the fan letters get taken away. Like everything that she held onto as her identity, it's all just taken away. And so it's not really surprising that, yes, after shooting someone in the back and watching them die, that she just her mind completely, breaks. That was my other question for you, is like, when we meet her, like, do you feel that she's already in an unhealthy mental headspace? Which is like kind of a silly question, but
yeah, no, not really. I mean, to be honest with you, I didn't think she was in a physical relationship with her chimp. I thought this was just an exotic pet. Maybe that's
and that's why I asked you about director's
naive.
intent. Do we just throw that Billy Wilder thing out the window because it's so insane and ridiculous?
No.
Or now to you, is that the truth?
If that's his intent, if that's his statement, then I accept it. There's certain like we joke all the time, like I'm just throwing that away, and I'm like, this is a weird example to bring up. I don't know why I just thought of this, but season 4 of the OC, guys, is coming, and Seth and I have a discussion about the magic or lack thereof, or if there's magic in the show, and I'm like, I just refuse to believe. Anyway, that's what I think of, right?
By the way, folks,
no,
you need to watch all 4 seasons of the OC so that you can hear my reaction. You will hear me make noises that you have never heard me make before. I was losing my mind.
Yeah, season 4 drops next month. If you've followed along our OC journey.
Oh my God. Okay, but
in this case, I'm gonna take his word for it.
See, I'm on the opposite. I hear that. I hear Wilder say that. So show me in your movie. You don't get to just say that. You know what I mean?
Show me that she had a relationship with the monkey.
You can't. It's like you can't just drop a bomb like that and then be like, oh, by the way, this was what was actually happening. It's like we don't see any. I don't think that the movie bears that out at all. I don't think that anyone watching this film could have come to that conclusion naturally.
Yeah, and I don't know how much it changes anything, because quickly I feel like we see her and her state that she's in.
Yeah.
Also, Max, come on. What do we do? Max, I know Max.
Let's talk about Max.
Like, Max, I get it. You discovered her. You were her first husband. Like, you're caring for her. But now this chimp situation. What are we doing, Max? But he's just appeasing her. He's just caring for her.
I know. It does feel like a lot of people in the movie have sympathy for her.
Yeah. Yeah.
DeMille, Max, Joe, not so much.
In a weird, complicated way, he does. I don't know if it's guilt or obligation when he goes back. Because he's like, I don't want her to kill herself.
It's so tough because he's leaving. Like he is actively leaving her. He calls Max to say, pack my suitcase. I'm going to come pick it up, or I'm going to send somebody, whatever. He's done. And then he gets drawn back in.
Right, because I don't think he wants blood on his hands. And it's like, and when he rushes in, I do believe him of like, oh my God, what are you doing? And then when she's like, and then he says, Happy New Year, and he kisses her. And then I was like, Joe, come on. Come on.
Okay, so on that, I want to bring up Franz Waxman. The score in that scene. New Year's Eve, very cinematic holiday, you know? We're playing Old Lang Syne with just the two of them. And yes, she's like fainting on the bed. It's just so Hollywood.
It's very dramatic.
And he cannot leave her. And so the way I interpret that is, again, like, this is the seduction of writers to this master of Hollywood, of, if you leave me, I'm going to die. You know, like,
that's also it's a toxic relationship too.
Incredibly yes.
Toxic.
Okay, so on Franz Waxman, I just have to mention, he was also the composer for Bride of Frankenstein. So I'm not surprised at all that Wilder pulls him in for this. I mean, the music from the beginning is like a horror movie.
Yeah.
It's not even straight drama. Like, it is tinged towards horror. He also did the score for a movie, and I'm just going to use this opportunity to tell people you need to watch I Married a Monster from Outer Space. Folks, I've watched a lot of bad B sci-fi films from the 50s and 60s. I Married a Monster from Outer Space rules. It is so good. Oh my God, it is so good. You have to watch it. So that's my little Franz Waxman speech. But I loved that. I loved the score in that scene. I loved how evil and horrible it all felt. And you see him leave and you see him have this good interaction with Betty. And then it's just like you're dragged in the worst possible way.
Yeah.
I mean, look, everybody has different problems. Everyone goes through different things. But using self-harm in that way, we know is like toxic relationship 101.
Yeah. Right.
Because it's a trump card.
Right.
You're saying to another person, I don't care what's if you leave, I will do this. It will be your fault. And so just as a base level of a human being, you can't live with that.
Right. Well, right.
And so he gets sucked back in.
Yeah. Right. He's trapped.
I loved the shot of them dancing. There's an overhead shot where you see the floor, and it looks like the floor is kind of in the shape of a pool. And so it looks like they're dancing on the pool that he'll later be killed in. I thought that was really good. You know, we just talked about Citizen Kane, and one of the things about Citizen Kane is like how large everything feels. And in this, every set to me felt so like claustrophobic. Like, she lives in this mansion, but everything is like, when you look into her bedroom, it's, I don't want to say cluttered, but it's so full and tight.
Yeah.
And like we can kind of see the ceiling a little bit. Yeah. Everything feels so small and like smothering.
Yeah.
Okay, so Max, how did you feel about Max?
I mean, like I said, Max, what are we doing? I understand you're her caretaker. We get the reveal at the end of his role, how long he's been with her. You know, and then sometimes I wish I had a Max.
Please. Sometimes I wish I was a Max. Wearing your butler uniform?
Max?
Writing fake fan letters?
I sent you a video yesterday, and it was of Max when Joe gets to the house first time, and he's at the door, and he's on the doormat, and he's like, wipe your shoes. And Max does just like a point finger down in a quick manner. No notes. Obsessed with just that.
He's so good.
I rewound that just to hone in on the point. of the shoes. It's great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Eric von Stroheim as Max. He's an actor. He's a director in real life, and in the movie, but in real life, he had directed Gloria Swanson. The movie that plays when they watch a movie in her house is the last movie that Gloria Swanson and him worked on together. So he's literally he's projecting a movie within a movie.
Yeah.
To a character being played by an actress that he directed in that movie. Now, folks, Michelle and I are working on a movie right now that we'll begin filming in a few months. And we aspire to this level of insane multi-layered writing. I mean, right? Like,
yes, 1,000%.
Doesn't that just tickle like every part of your brain?
Oh, the nesting doll effect.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the proper term for that, but like I love it. I love it.
Being Billy Wilder on the set, just like rubbing your hands and giggling to yourself. Like, look at what I've pulled off here. It's crazy. It is. Yeah. It's nutso. It's yeah. And those are the details that, look, I'm not going to stand here. No, I'm not going to have any cinema historian stolen valor. I did not recognize any of this stuff. I had to look all of this up and be told it. So please don't think that I'm some kind of a genius here. But it's those moments that would just wash away if you don't know that that's what's happening. But then once you know what's happening, it's like, this is like, he's crazy. Like, Wilder is crazy for this movie. And in real life, Louis B. Mayer apparently hated this movie, and he thought that Billy Wilder was like kind of, pantsing Hollywood and showing everyone the business, and that he was just out to ruin everyone because it was so, like, it was too real.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Kind of like how people felt about Spinal Tap. Like actual metal bands were like, this isn't funny.
Right. Or Citizen Kane.
Right. Exactly. So yeah, what Wells is doing, for Hearst in Citizen Kane,
correct,
Wilder is doing for all of Hollywood, and just being like, look at how stupid and insane and crazy this is.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to say that Max is the MVP of this movie, but like, this is such a great example of a subtle performance just being toe to toe with an absolutely insane madman performance. And when Max starts directing the cameras and giving the scene to Norma at the end, I don't know what feeling it gives me. I don't want to cry, but it's like, I don't know. It's otherworldly. It's unreal.
It's
unreal.
Loyal.
He's so good.
Loyalty.
Mm-hmm. Max polishing the glasses at the New Year's Eve party for 2 people.
Mm-hmm.
What?
This is his job.
Just standing by as his ex-wife is dancing, as she's like living out this insane fantasy of the past, and he's just like, I'll just stand behind the table and polish the glasses.
This is the role. He's the only one clued in to the reality.
Right. Yes. He's the only one who sees both sides. You're right.
Only one. The only one.
Yep. I had a thought about marriage and partnership a couple months ago, which was like, and this goes for, lifelong friendships, whatever, but like having that person who has known you for such a long time, and like they know your whole story, and you can meet a new person and you can kind of be whoever you want to that new person. But then there's the person who is like the keeper of your story. And again, it doesn't have to be romantic, like at all, but that is very powerful to me. And like the fact that Max knew her from the time she was a kid and has been with her all this way, I get it. I get why he stays. I get like
Yeah.
he, everyone else has left her and he can't bring himself to leave her too. Okay, 2 quick things. Michelle and I are currently melting right now in our seats. So.
Yes. I'm about to grab some gummy bears. I'm so hungry. All of a sudden, my stomach just was like, feed me now. And I'm like, I can't, stomach. I can't. You have to wait. And I have some gummy bears over there. So you talk, and I'm just going to grab one.
Yeah, eat some mute your
Michelle
mic.
She's about to fall. Okay, say it.
Okay, Michelle is reaching for the gummy bears.
Yeah, I'll mute my mic when I chew.
I won't narrate your whole gummy bear eating thing, but okay, 2 really quick things. Just the moment where the light comes on her. Hey, Norma or Miss Desmond, it's Hog-eye. And she says, hello, Hog-eye.
Before that, she's sitting in DeMille's chair, directed by him to sit there. And a mic comes into the boom mic.
Yes.
And she just pushes it away. And gosh, I love that so much.
Pushes the mic away, but then welcomes the light on her. And
Correct.
It's when the light comes on her that she becomes herself again. And it's also when the light comes on her that everyone else recognizes her as herself. Oh, tragic. Just the pain in that moment. And I know that maybe it's meant to not be painful. Maybe it's meant to be
No,
happy.
that is meant to be painful. No.
Oh my God.
That is not a happy moment. That is painful. That is painful.
People literally saying, "Oh, I thought she died," and then everyone rushing to her. And it's the type of thing where I see that I'm like, I never want to be in front of a crowd for the rest of my like. It is so like it is such a toxic, horrifying truth that he lays bare in that moment. Oh my God!
Never, ever.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Okay. I mean, I'm still gonna do it, but.
Oh. Okay. I'll support you.
I mean, we're making a movie where we're playing different versions of ourselves, so.
I know, maybe, that's true. I mean, maybe it's because we have control over it, but also, I guess the people could do whatever and say whatever they want with it. But then it's like, who's really going to watch it,
Right. Sure. Of course. I also thought it was interesting how Betty says that her nose cost $300, which was the exact amount of money that Joe needed and was seeking after. And so it's this thing of like, this money would kind of save his life. But for her, she comes from a showbiz family. Not that she threw away $300 on a nose job, but that amount of money did not save her. So here he has this example of like, I also needed $300. I got it. Still didn't become what I wanted. Like, sorry, you can actually get what you think you want. Things still aren't going to work out. I thought that was interesting. And just the fact that, there's so few numbers thrown out in this movie and that 2 of them are so identical. I feel I have to read into that a little bit.
Yeah, sure. And like what you put stake in what will save you, right? Everybody has a different story. So don't compare.
Yep. I've lost track of the things that I thought were going to be the big thing or the thing that I want, and then it's like, oh, actually, oh no, never mind.
Right. And as you get older, it just keeps changing. And honestly, for me, it just keeps getting more simple and simple and simple and simple and simple.
Right. And then I just have to mention Hedda Hopper, gossip columnist, playing herself. Again, Wilder, you are crazy for this. Just crazy. And she's good when, someone goes to use the phone, like, who's on the line? And she's like, I am. Get off. She's funny in that scene. But Hopper gives a look as Norma is descending the stairs that is also just like so painful, where Hedda Hopper, writer, columnist, gossip columnist, whatever, she gets to see the other side of the like good juicy story.
Yeah.
And she does, they could have cut to her and she had her notepad out and she's like writing down all the and instead she just sees this thing. And I don't know that Michelle will have PTSD of me bringing this up, but I'm going to.
No. Oh God.
Staircases are very cinematic. And when we did the Truman Show, I talked about the staircase at the end to great length and everything that it meant to me and that I thought that it was. And this is like the opposite, but similar.
Yeah.
The whole world is watching. The cameras are on this person. Everyone in her life is there. And this is her. Truman's. I'm sorry to bring this comparison up, and maybe this will be the last time I ever do, but Truman gives a final line and a bow and he exits, and Norma Desmond does the same. She gives a final line and then blurs into non-existence, and the cameras can't see her anymore. And yeah, so that's what I was thinking of when watching this movie this time. Okay, let's get into our happies and crappies.
It's time for happies and crappies. Happies and crappies. It's time for happies and crappies. Happies and crappies. It's time for happies and crappies.
Okay, my happy is the writing of the movie and the quotable lines. I don't know how you write lines that are just so brazenly like a line, Yeah. Like that we're leaving like naturalism at the door, and instead we're just shoehorning in the most liney lines ever. And then my crappy is just how big of a jerk Joe is. Joe, look, just be nice to her, okay? Sorry that she's a 50-year-old woman.
Well,
boo-hoo.
Yeah, and also you're trapped because she says she's going to kill herself. So,
look,
the toxicity is not great.
I know that I should feel that way, but
I know.
I just love Norma so much.
I know. My happy is Norma acting as Charlie Chaplin.
Okay.
Love it. My crappy is I just wanted more of Norma and her point of view. Even though this is a very bad crappy. But I just wanted more of her point of view.
It's the story of all movies with an all-consuming character. You want more of them, and
yeah, right.
Yeah. All right, so we talked about how we feel about this movie. Now let's hear from some strangers on the internet in a segment that we call half star, 3-star, 5-star. Half star, 3-star, 5-star. These are reviews from letterboxd.com, which is a website and an app where you can log, rate, and review movies. We start with a half-star review, which is the lowest rating that you can give a film. And we go all the way up to a 5-star review, which is the highest rating that you can give a film. Now, on this show, I read the half-star review in an accent or an impersonation. Michelle, do you have any requests for Sunset Boulevard?
Norma Desmond.
I don't know if I can. Can you do Norma Desmond?
Only like darling. That's it.
Right. Yes.
That's it.
I don't know if I can do it.
Can you read it as in the cadence of this film? Read it as Joe narrating his life.
You're probably wondering how I got here.
Right. There's a cadence to it.
Okay, I'll try.
Okay.
This is going to be the closest to just me reading in a normal voice maybe that we've ever done, but here we go. Okay, half-star review for Sunset Boulevard. Very dated, boring, and pointless film. No, it's not worth so much praise, and there are so many films doing a better job at exploring similar themes. This is also such a disappointing film in terms of cinematography. Too clean and precise. Devoid of creativity and feeling.
Wow. Not a fan of the cinematography. Too clean. What do you want?
Clean, precise.
What do they want?
Now, I will say, I read this review before I did my second watch of the movie, and I tried to pay attention to that a little bit.
Yeah.
There's a few good tricks, if you're a fan of Oneers, as they're going through the studio, reaching DeMille. That's a neat little shot. Like I mentioned, the dancing shot. I don't know. I guess what I would say is, like, I don't find this to be mind-blowing cinematography, but I think it looks great.
Right.
And yeah, there are so many films doing a better job at exploring similar themes. Maybe. I mean,
for the time?
What are the themes? Tell like
Hollywood?
Give me some examples.
Meta?
Give me some examples.
No, right. Like list some examples that came out around the time. Not now.
Because Hollywood, I mean, the latter quarter of Pee-wee's Big Adventure is about Hollywood.
There's so much.
Are you going to say that Hollywood. These two are comparable? Like, come on.
Yeah. Right.
Okay, 3-star review says, very deliberately and almost clinically blurs the line between stardom and madness. Wilder's coldly logical approach to putting forth ideas of a perpetually deluded Hollywood, unfortunately, doesn't quite work for me. The film feels far too laborious, and then the writer put a question mark in parentheses after that word. So I don't know if they just didn't know if that was a word.
Or if they spelled it right, or if that's the right word to use.
Yeah. Maybe this was from their notes app, and they were like meant to delete that before.
Yeah.
Okay, the film feels far too laborious in its conception for anything to feel real. I'm unable to fully absorb Sunset Boulevard's sentiments, however biting. And so this kind of feels like a little bit like the first review, where it's like, it's too clean. But I don't agree.
I don't agree either.
5-star review. Sunset Boulevard is an indisputable classic and one of Billy Wilder's finest achievements. Blending film noir, dark comedy, and psychological drama, it offers a timeless critique of Hollywood's vanity and obsession with fame. At times, it feels remarkably ahead of its time. Wilder's direction is flawless, complemented by atmospheric cinematography and an incredible, haunting score. There isn't much more to say beyond what has already been said. This film is a masterpiece. Sunset Boulevard remains a searing exploration of Hollywood's dark side and one of the greatest films ever made.
Yeah, well said.
The only part of that I wouldn't fully agree with is I don't think that this is an exploration of Hollywood's dark side, because I actually think that, like, the Hollywood system is shown to be quite nice. Everyone on the lot is nice. Betty is nice. DeMille is nice. I think it's more an exploration of our dark side and what Hollywood can kind of tempt us with. All right, what did Roger Ebert say?
Ebert, I wonder what you thought about this.
Hey, quick reminder, folks. Send us your voice messages with your Roger Ebert jingle, please. If you don't know what we're talking about, we accept anything. Any jingle. You can make it up. It can say whatever you want. And we'll play it before our little Ebert section.
I'm going to say 3 out of 4.
Ooh, 4 out of 4.
Wow.
And he includes this on his list of great films.
Very nice.
So the part of his review that I pulled says, in one of the greatest of all film performances, Swanson's Norma Desmond skates close to the edge of parody. Swanson takes enormous chances with theatrical sneers and swoops and posturing, holding Norma at the edge of madness for most of the picture before letting her slip over. We might not take her seriously. That's where Max comes in. Because he has devoted his life to her shrine, we believe. His love convinces us there must be something worth loving in Norma, and that in turn helps explain how Joe can accept her. Pretty good.
Pretty good.
All right, so we rate things as a movie, schmovie, or a film. We rate it 1 through 5 stars, give our thoughts on the runtime, if we recommend it or not, and we give a shout out to whatever part of the film's practical filmmaking stood out to us. Now, before we record each episode, we write down a guess of what the other hosts will rate the film. And every time we guess correctly, we get to add a point to our tattoo tally. Whoever has the most points at the end of the year gets to pick a tattoo for the other host that they will then get tattooed on them without knowing what it is first. Michelle is currently in the lead with 9 points. I have 8. And now, Michelle, that we've tipped past the halfway point of the year.
Yeah.
Does this feel more real and pending?
No. Like,
No?
not at all.
Okay.
Not at all. I wanted to make a suggestion for this month.
Oh, please.
How about instead of listing what part of the film's practical filmmaking stood out for us, how about for this month we list our favorite costume of Edith Heath?
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay. All right. For you, I wrote down 4-star movie.
Very close. I've convinced myself into a higher rating.
Okay.
4.5-star film.
Nice.
I think that this is great, and I think that the painful moments are just so horrifyingly painful.
Mm-hmm.
If you're an anti-narration person, watch this movie and realize that you're a dum-dum. Okay. I think the runtime is good. I don't think it's too long. I can't really think of anything that I would cut. I do recommend this movie, but I recommend this movie with homework. Watch the movie and then learn about what it's referencing, and it will become a much, much different piece of art to you. And then my favorite outfit, I'm obsessed with the montage of her getting the beautification, the chin strap thing. And then also she has a look, she's outside at one point, like lounging on like a pool chair or something. And she's got like leopard print shoes. I thought that look was also great.
Yeah.
Okay. For you, I'm guessing 4-star film.
Oh, 4-star movie for me.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know why
Okay.
this is not filmed for me, even though it feels like it should be, but it just feels in my gut. It's a 4-star movie.
Okay. All right. Right there with the gummy bears.
Right there with the sour gummy bears. I think the runtime is fine. I think it doesn't drag. I'm into this story. But again, I can understand if people are like, oh my God, this is like 2 hours long. So I can understand if people are a little bored. I am recommending it. I think this is really good. And like you said, recommending it with homework, I'm actually just recommending it, period, and let you be curious. And I think it's entertaining enough without the homework. And then if you dive deeper into, you're just going to have a bigger appreciation for it. As far as the costuming, I mean, we talked about it throughout this episode, but the particular thing I'm going to give the shout out to is her cigarette ring holder.
Oh, yes. Very good.
I love it.
Does that join your list of things that you want from a movie?
Yeah, it sure does. It sure does. I need to stop. We should have a counter of how many times I said love it. I love it. We need to retire that because I'm like agitated by myself saying that.
I don't think anyone noticed.
Ugh. Anyway, it's noticed, friends. I'm aware of it. Okay, Seth, take it away.
Hey, if you want us to notice that you love us, we'd love it if you give us a rating and review wherever you're listening. Folks, we ask for it every week, and we're never going to stop, okay? Never. Do you know why? Because we are slaves to your praise, okay? All that we are is built on the foundation of your adoration. So please.
I'm pretty sure we're at 69 reviews, so will you be the 70th on Apple Podcasts?
Please.
Please. 5 stars only.
Please.
If you're not enjoying the show, send us an email. Give us some criticism there. But on the Apple Podcast app, perhaps 5 stars. It'll be the 70th. You can do it. I believe in you.
Hey, like Michelle said, send us an email, moviefriendspodcast@gmail.com. Look, folks, it's easy to remember, okay? Name of the show, Gmail. Send us an email.
Gmail, email.
And hey, you can also support the show, patreon.com/moviefriendspodcast. Like we said, it's $5 a month, okay? You sign up, You get access to our Patreon-only Discord. You get to vote on upcoming episodes and monthly themes. You get ad-free episodes. And you get access to our additional episodes and series. And folks, you become our favorite person in the world, okay? We have 2 lists. People who support us and everyone else in the world. Okay? You want to be on that first. Yeah. Everyone else. You want to be on that first list. It's a naughty and nice list. Okay?
It is a naughty and nice. Look at you making a Christmas little reference.
We are Santas.
I think we're Santa and an elf.
We are Santa's little helper.
No, I think you're probably Santa and I'm the elf.
The dog from The Simpsons.
Yes. Okay, yeah. I'm sorry. Continue.
Michelle and I are so hot and sweaty. Like, we are unraveling right now. Okay.
Oh, God.
Okay. Next week. This is my pick for the month. We are going to be talking about The Ladies' Man from 1961. This is directed by Jerry Lewis. As far as where it's streaming, don't really know because it's the first of the month. Who knows? I want to ask you this question before you watch the movie. Who is Jerry Lewis to you?
Well, is Jerry Lewis the marathon guy? Telethon
yes.
guy?
Telethon guy, yep. Okay.
And then that's it.
Okay.
I think. I'm sure later I'll be in bed and I'll be like, oh, that's it.
Okay. Totally cool. Yeah. I wanted to do this one because After Sunset Boulevard, which has great costuming, but it's in black and white, I was like, we need some of this Edith Head color. And so that's primarily the reason why. And I'll save everything else for when we're not melting.
Okay. Sounds good.
Well, hey, thank you, Michelle.
Thank you, Seth. Thank you, patrons. And happy July.
Happy July. We're here. Edith Head, we love you. And hey, thank you for listening. And remember, folks, I am big. It's the pictures that got small. Till next time when we're talking about The Ladies' Man, directed by Jerry Lewis. Thank you for listening. Have a good one.
Movie Friends is produced by Seth Vargas and Michelle Rubenstein. Theme music by Jean Marie Vargas. Visit us at our website, moviefriendspodcast.com, and please subscribe and rate our show wherever you are listening. You can support Movie Friends at patreon.com/moviefriendspodcast. Thanks for listening.